Please read the disclaimer. XRP holders, he just got fired. A lot of things are now more clear, and some fake news got the market going one way and then the other way. People got liquidated. We'll talk about what happened there, and some news about the Clarity Act and everything that concerns the crypto market at this current point. Now, all I ask from you is that you give me a beautiful smile to send out those good vibes. Smash that like button and let's get into it. Currently, XRP is sitting at $1.42. Pulled back last night since we saw that high at 146. XRP has pulled back. I don't know if you can see this, but around 3 a.m. my time, there was a sell-off here and then a bounce back. And this happened because of some news. You can see it happen also to Bitcoin here, that actually Bitcoin is sitting at 78,000 right now. So remember, it pulled over the resistance level and then sold off into it and now is trying to break up above it again. Basically, you can see oil popped, right, from 80 something, right, 92 to 98, but then pull back. This came out because some fake news that the US had attacked in Iran and basically ceasefire over, but that was fake news. So that did not happen. And so, of course, right, this gives us an indication that right now, something like that would send the markets down and, of course, spike oil up. So that was like a precursor of what could potentially happen. I don't know if you remember, but back in the day, before the first Bitcoin ETF came out, there was a lot of speculation about would it come out, would it not come out? And then there was a fake tweet. I don't remember. There was a few fake tweets. There was one that actually happened because of a hack on the SEC website, but there was another one that was fake. And then if you remember, Bitcoin and crypto pumped significantly for about 2-3 hours. And then it sold off significantly when it turned out that it was fake. So that's similar to what we just saw, right? The market is waiting, anticipating for something like this to happen. And when it happens, the market either sells off and oil pumps, or the opposite. If we get good news, oil will drop and the market could potentially pump here. So this is going to be very interesting to see over the next few 24 to 48 hours what could potentially happen. Now, we are getting some not great news. It says Iran has reportedly attacked multiple commercial ships in the Strait hours after President Trump announced the ceasefire extension. The IRGC reportedly fired at least 3 vessels today. 1 container ship sustained heavy damage. Iran claims it has seized 2 ships and has moved them to Iranian ports for distributing order and safety in the waterways. And as this continues, this creates more pressure. What I read on the news sites here was that the ceasefire is not indefinitely, but just till Sunday. I don't know. There's conflicting reports about this, and we'll see potentially what will come from this. But we did get news that the Navy Secretary, John, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Phelan, has been fired. A source familiar with the matter tells Reuters in another wartime shakeup at the Pentagon coming just weeks after Defense Secretary ousted the Army's top general. Now the Navy Secretary is gone. This could be because of the situation that is going on in the Strait. It seems that the Defense Secretary and the President are not happy about how this situation is being handled, and they relieved him of his duties. And potentially, we'll see what will happen. Does this mean we're going to see a different approach in the Strait? Will it be more aggressive, less aggressive, and how could that potentially affect the markets going forward? That is going to be very interesting to see how that plays out as well. Okay, so all of these things, like you saw, some people say, well, give me more news, right? But you see, the news that is happening in Iran, that can affect the crypto market. And then, off that, we have maybe a little bit more sell-off, liquidations, and then it might take a little bit more time to recover. Okay, so, and we're looking right now at a situation that people are looking at this and saying this might be the final bull trap of the cycle. This pump is purely news driven, no real demand. Markets are not prepared, right? We could have a situation where we sell off, and the stock market, especially because it's pulled up so much, if you look at what's going on, Stocks are at all-time highs. These big behemoths, Nvidia, AMD, and others are up significantly. Even Amazon recovered, right? Is almost back to all-time highs. There are a few that are lagging in the top five there, like Microsoft is still lagging, and a few others. Meta is still lagging a little bit, but Apple is almost at all-time highs. So these stocks are very, very wound up. They're very, very close to their highs. And any, relief, any sell-off there could bring in a bit of a panic. Whereas the crypto market, it's already in the panic. Although the crypto fear and greed index has been coming up over the past few weeks, right? And we're already at 46. So this is the highest that we have been since I don't even remember, right? Let's just look at the graph. The last time that we were this optimistic about the crypto market or the crypto fear and greed index was at January 17th. Where was XRP at January 17th? I want to know. Right, January 17th, we were at $2.08. Where was Bitcoin? Bitcoin was at 93,000. So let me ask you a question. Do you think the fear is right now is the same that we were back in January? Meaning, are people a lot less fearful about WW3 and the end of the world and oil spiking to 200? And does that mean that the crypto market now has relieved the pressure and now can go up to the upside? Remember, extreme fear usually tells us we're close to the bottom. It doesn't tell us how long. Remember, the whole time we were at the bottom there, we were at extreme fear. All this area, we were extreme fear for the most part, right? And now we're higher, 78,000. If you would have bought the dip here at 60,000, which most people didn't on February 5th, February 6th, you'd be up 30% on Bitcoin. If you bought the dip on XRP, right, you'd be up 25% as well. So it's, and listen, XRP, if we have a good day today, we could see that crossover finally on the 1348 EMA that we've been waiting for and potentially get back to this 160, 170 range here for XRP. And so the question now is, are we getting potentially greedy soon? I don't think so, but anything can happen and anything can change. As always, I just want to remind you that this video is for educational purposes, for entertainment purposes only, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence before you decide to invest. Also, remember that I will never contact you on social media asking you to sign up to anything or to send me any money. Those are scammers, those are imposters. Please be very careful out there. So if we go back to the news, we did get some news coming out from the crypto billionaires breakthrough on stablecoin rewards. Lawmakers says talks on stablecoin rewards have reached a good spot as Senator Angela Alsobrooks and Tom Willis worked on compromise language to move broader digital asset legislation forward. However, ethic concerns are expected to resurface as negotiations continue. And the American Bankers Association has requested 60 more days to comment on rules tied to the Genius Act, remember the one that already passed, stablecoin bill potentially delaying implementation. So this is a reminder that even if Clarity Act passes, there could be pushback from the bankers going forward. And we don't want a situation where, the language or whatever happens there is not good. And then we get something like what's going on with the Genius Act. Senator Bernie Moreno expects crypto market structure legislation to pass by the end of May. He warns the Clarity Act missing the deadline could shelve it indefinitely, according to Eleanor. So, Terret. So again, we're in a situation where if we don't get this by the end of May, the fear on the ground in Washington and from analysts is that it might get shelved indefinitely. And then who knows when this can come again. And this is the whole thing that has been holding the crypto market down for 4 months. Some people will say otherwise. That is my belief. Some people will say, oh, it's a midterm election year, and that's why everything is like this. Could be. I just look back at where we were last year and where we are this year. And, this is right. Rect is right in this sense. There's not real demand, meaning if there was demand and people were interested in the crypto market, then we would see viewership much higher. We would see viewership in the 30, 40, 50,000. Were my videos better last year? No, they were the same. They were just as, bad probably. No. They were just as cringe and I told the same jokes and the news was a little bit different, but the price action was much better. And in the end, what moves people's hearts is price action. And that if there's no price action and people don't see the potential, then they're not really interested. Not you, of course, because you're watching right now. But let's say maybe we were at 1.5 million last year views a month, or maybe even 2 million views a month. And now we're at around 500,000, 600,000 views a month. So that's a 75% drop there, right? So a lot of people were very interested in XRP in the crypto market. And this year, not. Stocks have done very, very good. And many people have moved over to stocks. But what happens? There's cycles. And the cycle could soon shift from stocks to crypto back. So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't know what's going to happen, but again, long term, I'm still very, very bullish on the crypto market. And something that kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed finally happened. Finally, right? If you remember, the crypto roundtable kept getting delayed because of weather twice. It was cold. And now it finally happened. So again, things are happening, things are moving, things are happening in Washington. And I'm still optimistic that we're going to see the Clarity Act pass. But like I said, we never know what's going to happen. We never know the next thing. We never know the next phase. I told you, I always have the monkey on my shoulder. I'm always ready for the next thing. And sometimes it might cost me because I'm maybe over cautious, but it's okay, right? It's okay. And it's important to remember that you never know what's going to happen, and you always have to be ready for every single type of scenario. Can you be ready for every single type of scenario? No, but for the extreme ones, right, you can be ready. Okay. And so that's very important to remember. You decide how you want to deal with that and how you want to approach that. But it's important, in my experience, to think about these types of scenarios, right? For example, I now made X amount. What am I doing? Am I sitting on my hands? Am I taking out some profit? Am I growing my position? What? I'm down X amount. What am I doing? Am I buying the dip? Am I selling? Am I doing nothing, sitting on my hands? Those are some of the type scenarios that we should be thinking about. Okay. And you have to have a plan for each type of scenario. That's, again, up to you. Okay. So very, very important to remember. Don't forget to smash the like button. Check out the links in the description down below. Blow me a kiss. That was very cringe. I'm sorry. Only a few. Sometimes people in the comment section are like, "I love you, Avi. We love you." So I don't know. Only those people. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you next time. If I was 90%, the better sex, so maybe. And like I always say, let's make a lot of money.